Alright everyone, today I want to talk about slash predict how EX Blackbeard will be. Whitebeard's banner is gonna go away in I think 8 days or something like that, and the next EX will come out the day his banner leaves, and we'll know like 2 days before Whitebeard's banner leaves who will the EX be. And of course I still think it could possibly be Roger, but I do think BB still has a way higher chance, but I'm not ruling out the possibility Roger will come instead of Blackbeard. But yeah, Blackbeard's fight is this Saturday, so 2 days from now for me. And he fights Law, of course, and I want to talk about what his skills slash traits are going to be. So let me get up my list here. Okay, so of course Yonko Blackbeard, runner, attacker, and defender. I made him just like EX Luffy, exactly like EX Luffy, Gear 5th, where he's all element. Of course, I think he's gonna start off as runner, because if we look back, 3rd anniversary, we had runner Yamato, defender Kaido, attacker Luffy. For 3.5, we had attacker Shanks, defender Z. 4.5, or 4th I mean, we have runner Kaido, defender Big Mom, attacker Zoro. And then most recently we had runner Gear 5th, or technically all elements. Then we had, defender, sorry. And then we had a runner Law, and then attacker Yamato. And then so far we had attacker Ace and Yamato, and then defender Whitebeard, of course. So if they keep up what they've been doing for the last 2 years, the next EX will be runner starting off. That doesn't mean he's just runner, like EX Luffy's all elements, but he starts off as defender. I still don't know how they're gonna make Blackbeard runner in any way. Well, actually I do, I have it right here, and I'll tell you in a second. But alright, so let's start off with skill 1. Skill 1, Tremor Crush. He uses this move against Law. It's just a gigantic Quake Punch from his Quake Devil Fruit. And I assume how it's going to work is maybe he's just going to jump in the air and he's just going to make a gigantic, like I mean a big one, not just normal Quake Punch like Whitebeard has. A gigantic one, stunning enemies of course, hitting a wide area, stuff like that. And for skill 2, I think it's going to be some black hole combo with his Quake Fruit, where he maybe makes a black hole in the air, and then he punches the black hole after everyone's sucked in with his Quake Fist. This move is actually in OnePiece Bounty Rush, and if you didn't know, OnePiece Bounty Rush does a lot of moves on Pirate Warriors. Like, you can see a ton of characters that came out in One Piece Pirate Warriors technically before One Piece Bounty Rush, and they have the exact same moves. Of course, they're the exact same characters, and those exact same moves mostly were used in the anime, but some moves in that game are made up, semi-made up, and they are in the game still, and they copy. I mean, it's the same game. I'm not trying to say, oh, they're copying, but you know. But yeah, I think that's the exact move that's gonna be his skill 2 slash skill 1. It could be in any order, whatever. But alright, now here's the part. I made Blackbeard so OP, and I know this is a long shot. And also, if you haven't noticed, it's not just EX Blackbeard. I have EX Blackbeard slash Blackbeard Pirates, the ones that fight with Law, because in the manga, Blackbeard, it's not a 1v1. Blackbeard's crew is getting in the way, also fighting Law. It's basically a 4v1, and then of course Law's crew, but they're kind of useless still. But yes, I have Blackbeard and his crew. Not just Blackbeard. The main character will be Blackbeard, the playable character will be Blackbeard, but here's how I set him up. Just like EX Luffy's hold skill, I gave Blackbeard a hold skill for each typing. So defender, runner, and attacker. I know it's extremely OP and a long shot, but this is my prediction. I know the chances of this happening are not high at all, but okay, So for when Blackbeard is a defender, and you use a normal attack and then hold it down, you know, the hold normal skill, button, it will summon Burgess, and it will drop gigantic boulders on every treasure area. Yeah, I know how OP that sounds. Just a hold skill where you can drop boulders on every single treasure that you're around. I know it's extremely OP, but I would not put past Bounty Rush. They could also just make this skill 2 or something, just a normal skill also, but as we saw in the manga, Burgess ate the strong fruit, I'm not sure the exact name of it, something like that, and he can throw gigantic whole mountains just with his pair of hands, so Burgess is extremely OP. Would be cool if he threw like boulders. Maybe they don't make it as OP and make it every treasure area, maybe they just make it the one you're sitting on, or maybe the furthest one that you own, something like that. But alright, for hold skill 2 then, we have for runner this time. When you perform a normal attack, then hold down the normal button, of course the hold skill, you will summon Van Augur, and he will warp you to the furthest treasure. So basically Kaido skill. And I know, again, a hold skill teleporting you, extremely OP, I know, I get it, but I think it is extremely possible. And of course, Van Augur in the fight with Law, Van Augur saved Blackbeard from one of Law's attack by warping him away, so it is extremely possible. And then final for attacker, this one's actually kind of cool. So it will summon .Q, and it will give you basically a sick aura. Of course, he ate the sick fruit. It will give you a sick kind of aura, and anyone you touch with a normal, or if they touch you, whatever, it will inflict them with a sickness effect that lasts for about 10 seconds, and it will slow them down, it will reduce their damage and reduce their defense. And yeah, every time you hit them, and it will also give you 5 HP for every second you're in the sick whatever. It won't last that long, but of course you can keep activating it. But yeah, that's my prediction on Blackbeard. I don't think Blackbeard's going to be a standalone character. I think his crew's going to be with him, because this Blackbeard will be based off of the Law versus Blackbeard fight. And of course, in that fight, Blackbeard honestly did not do much himself. Like, he did a few things himself, but mostly he was getting saved by his crew a lot of the time. Burgess distracted Law with a giant mountain when he was about to attack Blackbeard. .Q turned Law into a girl for a second or something. He didn't really do much, but Van Augur saved Blackbeard from teleporting him out of the way of a devastating attack. And some people may like this idea, some people may just want him solo, which also could just happen. He could just be a solo random EX. And I would say this guy is solo. He's not like a swapping unit or anything. It just summons the character for you, just like the Ace and Marco. It summons Marco for you to put up a shield. That's it. Something like that. But if it is not Blackbeard, that means it will be Roger. And I would say Roger has about a 30% chance of coming. Blackbeard a 70% chance. I still think Roger is coming. I know a lot of people not, but I mean Odin. We got Odin, we got Whitebeard, we got Ace, who is Roger's son, and then we have Yamato, which is Odin impersonator. Everything is based on the old era. But of course the Law versus Blackbeard fight's coming, so that is a good reason to have Blackbeard come also. But if not, I'll show my idea at the end. I'll tell if it's not going to be Blackbeard. I think it's gonna be a triple Black Element anniversary, 5.5 anniversary. I think so. I think Roger will come. If it's not Blackbeard, I think Roger will be White Runner, because OPBR revealed a Black Element, but they never stated it was coming this anniversary. I honestly think Black Element will not come this anniversary. I think we'll have a whole 6 months to enjoy white elements before Black Element comes and destroys them. And of course I think Roger will be White Runner instead of Black Element. I did say before that I think it would be Black Element, but now that I think about it, I think that they are going to do the good kind of guys, White Element, the bad guys, Black Element, and 5.5 anniversary will be like hybrid Kaido switching, transforming character, whatever. Black Element attacker, Blackbeard, Black Element defender, and then we could still technically get another Big Mom. The Law and Kid fight Big Mom technically never got an EX fully. The EX Big Mom came way before the finale of that fight, like probably a few months early. And yeah, that's possible. Or we could get Kuzan from the Blackbeard Pirates and then Blackbeard. That works too, I guess. I don't think Garp will have enough time before to show off his power. I don't think that will be animated by then. Maybe it will just be animated in time, but I think it's going to be a Black Element celebration with only Black Element villain characters. Of course, Kuzan I wouldn't technically call a villain, but he is working for Blackbeard, so we could give him Black Element, something like that. But okay, for Roger we have White Runner, and he can transform just like Luffy from Runner, Attacker, and Defender. Just like I predict for Blackbeard can do. I think that will be main EX thing from now on, all elements, but not always, of course. But so skill 1 will surround himself with hockey, just like giant hockey around him, and blast everyone back. And then I gave him a hockey state just like Shanks, except his hockey state will paralyze enemies if they get near you, and it activates every few seconds. And of course I'll probably give you some like defense buffs, stuff like that, just like Shanks, but it'll just paralyze the enemy around you. Of course he's runner, so paralyzing the enemy would be very good. Of course I would also give him able to grab the treasure while the enemy is on it. And for skill 2, just random release, a flurry of giant hockey slashes, invincible skill, just swing your sword, release a ton of Kamsaris, basically, not Kamsari, but, you know, slashes like that. And also one more thing, people say Roger might not get a new EX because he has only technically showed 3 skills in the anime that we know of, but Roger is confirmed to be coming to One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 always has around 6 to 8 ultimate attacks, and they can just make stuff up. It's pretty easy to make up a Roger attack. Hockey sword slash, hockey release, hockey kick, hockey punch, whatever. He would be pretty easy. Also, with Shanks, Blue Shanks, back then when he came out, Shanks did not show one move. Film Red was the first time he actually fought, and they still gave him 2 moves. They gave him a hockey counter and a hockey griffin slash, which he never actually did in the anime. Both made up moves that they gave him because they know he uses hockey really well, and that's about it. So Roger is very possible still. I gave Roger a hold down skill, blocks with sword if you're hit, sends the enemy flying with a hockey, and then grants self more hockey effect. And of course skill 2, skill 1 gives you hockey effect also. And then I gave him a perfect dodge. Probably not going to happen. He probably won't have a counter and a perfect dodge. But I just gave him a Kamsari. You know, his V1 skill 1. Gave him a Kamsari. Just a normal perfect dodge Kamsari. Just like Rayleigh when he counters. Except Roger will just jump back, do a Kamsari, knock the person back. And yeah, that's my prediction for Roger if he comes instead of Blackbeard. I made both the characters really OP. I know they're like stupidly OP, but I mean Rogers is more reasonable. Blackbeard with 3 hold down skills, I already know that is very unlikely, but I just gave it to him for fun. It's a cool idea, and to make his crew involved too. But if not, Blackbeard will probably just come with Van Augur as a step up, or Bounty Fest, standalone Bounty Fest, just like Ben Beckman and Killer. But yeah, those are my predictions on the 2 new EXs. If it's neither of them somehow, I have no clue what Bandai is doing, but I would still say 70% chance Blackbeard, 30% chance Roger, and we'll